Okay, so we finally finished all of the logistics, all of the boring stuff, but super necessary to be able to take the next steps and actually succeed in what we are doing. So now we are going to start with product research. This is what's going to make or break our stores. So whether our products are going to start selling or are they not going to sell, it all comes down to your product research, not your storefront, not your videos, which you may or may not make, which of course is important if you do make them, but you need to start by selling the right products, okay? It's not your store logo, it's not your name, and it's not how nice or beautiful you look. It all starts and comes down to product research. So let's get this part down right. Let's understand what we can and what we cannot sell. Let's see where we can find the best trending and winning products to sell in our stores, how we can differentiate ourselves from every other seller out there so that at the end of the day, we're actually selling products that people are looking to buy and further increasing the chance of getting more and more sales in a shorter amount of time and really being able to get this ball rolling as fast as possible. So product research is what it all comes down to. So I want you to be really focused from here on out so that you can really learn how to do it the right way. All right, so let's jump into it. What can we sell on TikTok Shop? What will sell and what can we not sell? TikTok Shop restricted products policy. So before we do our product research, before we start adding products to TikTok Shop, I want you to get to know what you actually cannot sell on TikTok. So here I'm going to start the other way around. First, learn what you cannot sell so that when you're doing your product research, you will not be spending time doing market research and doing product research around categories and products that you cannot sell anyway. And don't get startled by the long list of what we're about to go through of products that you cannot sell. I will also try to summarize it as much as I can because you do have everything here, but I will wrap it, I will summarize it so you will have a good example of what you cannot sell so that you can quickly jump into what you can sell. So let's go ahead and get started. So there's a few product categories. Some are called restricted products and others will require a product certification and things like that. So we're going to avoid all of those products that will just, cause us trouble, not allow us to sell on TikTok Shop. And here's one example of it. I showed you the example of that product, that EMS stomach abs muscle device. So that's this one right here. I uploaded this one on purpose to show you the example message that you will get. And you can see that all of my products here are live, right? So this one is live, and only this product here is suspended. So this is because this is a product that we cannot sell for one of a few reasons. And I'm going to go over them soon, but we can sell things like electronics, things that have things that require batteries, and products such as this one. So here, if I click on edit, we can see the reason why it was rejected. And you will see that that reason is also shown here in the cheat sheet, but let's see a perfect live example. This product is currently prohibited on TikTok Shop. It breaches our TikTok Shop prohibited product guidelines for medicines, medical devices, and medicinal supplements. That's also a part of the categories that I will go over soon. But here you can see exactly why it was not approved. But in any case, I'm going to be adding my products through AutoDS. And if for any reason it won't get approved, I'll see it here, especially in the drafts page. This is the products page of everything that's live, but you'll see it here in the drafts page, and I'll show you an example of what it looks like. So you'll get like a little red exclamation next to it with a reason why you can't upload it. So it'll give you the heads up before you even import it to your TikTok Shop, which will make it better because you won't get a whole bunch of violations like this, and it won't cause your seller account health to decrease accordingly. Okay, so TikTok Shop restricted products policy. I also left a link that will take you directly to an explanation of that. But basically, these are products that require pre-approval from TikTok Shop. I also added a screenshot right here, which you can see. Some of these categories that you'll see under niches that we cannot sell, you'll also see it in niches that we can sell, but just different subcategories inside that main category. So don't worry if it sounds all messy. I organized everything for you right here. So this one, for example, has a red exclamation upload error, and that this one, for example, requires further requirements. It requires you to upload a certificate. In most cases, you won't have a certificate because you're not working with these suppliers with certificates, and so you won't actually be able to upload a certificate here. But if you do have a relationship with a supplier, you do have certificates from them, there is a field where you will be able to upload that certificate. So this is one type of product error that you may get when trying to add products to TikTok Shop. Under their restricted products policy, you need to have a certain certification, a test report, and certain product or package images. So you can click on the link to get more examples of that. But I did add a whole list, all of the categories that fall under the restricted products category. So you can see right here under beauty and personal health products, you can sell skincare, lotions, deodorants, and drugs and medicinal claims, which is what we are seeing right here on this product. Okay, so these are products that we cannot sell, okay, like sunscreens, anti-dandruff shampoo, and a few more examples that I threw in there. So basically, this doesn't mean that we cannot sell beauty and personal care products, just no liquids, no lotions, no medicines, and things like that. So when I get to the category of products that you can sell, you will see the rest of the categories and the subcategories that you can sell, and you'll see like you get tens of millions of products that you can easily sell on TikTok Shop, but just learn what you cannot sell first. No car fragrances, and you can see that each of these have links to the actual explanation on TikTok Shop to their help page, but I want to keep it super summarized so that you'll only get the information that you actually need to know. So no car fragrances, no consumer medical devices that have to do with eyewear, menstrual pads, liners, protectors, oral care, things that are considered class 1 and class 2 as well, like laser IPL hair removal devices, menstrual cups, and tampons. Now, electrical and electronic products, pretty much they're all off the list. So no commercial appliances, beauty and personal care appliances, electronic accessories, hand and portable power tools, and household appliances. And anyways, you're not going to be selling like cell phones and iPhones and Galaxies and things like that, because those are branded products, which anyway you have to stay away from. Knives and survival kits with knives, stay away from that. Packaged food and beverages, no food, no drinks, no pet food. Products with CO2 cylinders, protective hearing devices, surprise-based products where you're kind of selling them a box with, I'm not telling you what's inside, just, I don't know, pay me $15 and, see what's inside. So all of these are under the restricted product categories, which you can sell, but you need a certification for them. And as a dropshipper, you most likely won't have one. So those are the restricted product categories. Next, you've got invite-only products. So you can only sell these if you get a special invitation from TikTok to sell them. I'm not even going to go over it. It's just a few categories, and you're going to stay away from those as well. And brand approval. So this is only if you are a brand owner and it's not related to dropshippers. If you are a brand owner, you have to have copies of authentic trademark certifications and a trademark registration verification that you're getting from, wherever you live or wherever you register that brand. And for distributors of branded products, which is related to dropshippers because we are distributing branded products. But when I say branded, I don't mean big companies that we all have heard of that are big companies, like, again, no Apple and Samsung and Sony and pretty much every brand you've heard of. You cannot resell their products, okay? They've got lawyers scanning their products all the time, scanning the internet and seeing who's trying to resell products that they cannot resell because it's under those big brands. Now, besides that, you have millions and millions of other no-name brands, which are still considered brands, but they're not registered trademarks. They don't have lawyers, trying to see who's listing their products for resale because they're actually looking for dropshippers to work with and people who will buy their inventory and sell it on retail markets. And again, I'm going to show you that when we get to the supplier section soon, but basically we are distributors of branded products. So in order to sell brands, like brands that are big brands that we still want to resell them, we will need to get trademark certifications from them, registered trademark licensing agreements, authorization from the brand owners, and purchase proof to demonstrate the authenticity of the product. So you're most likely going to be staying away from this. But if you still want to sell a product from a brand that's known, you will have to reach out to them and see what you need to do in order to qualify and ask them for these prerequisites so that you can also sell it on TikTok Shop. In most cases, you will not be selling those products, and that's not what I'm going to teach you to do. But just so that you know, it's not completely impossible. You can also sell these restricted products, but you will need those certifications, which I recommend just go for the easy products that we have to sell. And I'm going to show you that soon as well. It's not that the things are impossible. They're just a little bit more challenging to sell these types of products. Next, we've got category qualification requirements. These are products that require category qualification, and you can only get that by applying through the qualification center. So I've got a link to it here. If that's something that you're interested in, you can go ahead and apply for that certification. I'm personally not doing it, but you have the option to do that as well. And restricted product categories that require qualification are children's products, fine jewelry, watches, and accessories like gold, diamond, ruby, sapphire, and emerald. You can sell the rest, but you cannot sell these material under this category, and you can sell absolutely zero children's products, no toys and things like that, unless you get a category qualification requirement by passing through TikTok's qualification center. Next, you've got prohibited products. So these you want to avoid selling them at all costs. All of the products and categories that I talked about up until now, you can sell them if you do this and that, if you get the certification or the qualification, but these are products that you cannot sell no matter what. So stay away from these. I'm not going to go over the whole list. I just want you to notice the patterns, okay? Because I want to quickly jump into what we can sell and start to actually get to work, do our product research, start importing products and make our sales. So no adult products, alcohol, tobacco, e-cigarettes, no animal-related products, no baby and maternity products. You've got these sub-niches over here like vitamins and supplements for babies, breast pumps, things like that. Certain beauty and personal care products like those that claim to have medical applications, or, you know, before you were this fat, after you're going to be this skinny. Stay away from all of those types of things. Nothing that's FDA prohibited, of course, as well. Body and mental wellness products, discriminatory and offensive products, drugs and drug paraphernalia. I mean, guys, this should go without saying, but I still added them here anyway, of course, with links to more information on TikTok's help and support center. But basically, stay away from all of these. No firearms, ammunition, gambling, hazardous and dangerous items. Obviously, no human body parts, guys. Again, this is the goes without saying. So I'm just gonna skip over to the dangerous goods. So no dangerous goods like hats and vets that come with rechargeable batteries, hat stiffener and stain removers. Under automotive, I already said do not sell car fragrances, but besides that, no engines, tire care products, interior paint care, oils, fluids, lead acid batteries, and spillable and non-spillable batteries. Under the baby niche, no baby grooming and skincare products, no antibacterial material. So basically no lotions and things like that we pretty much went through when we saw the beauty and health products that we cannot resell. So it's kind of repeating itself just under different subcategories. No deodorants, hairspray, hair colors, hair dyes, perfumes. So it's all of these material, right, guys? We cannot sell them on TikTok Shop. Essential oils, self-tanning lotions, you pretty much get the idea. Shaving creams, nail polish, anything that has, you know, liquids, materials, things that we put on our skin or anywhere else. No insect repellents, none of these types of dangerous material. Okay, next we've got books. So no songbooks, magazines with beauty product samples, and ebook devices and e-readers. I don't see a lot of people dropshipping these, but I'm going to throw it in here anyway if by any chance you had an idea of selling these products. And under consumer electronics, no power banks, no cell phones, no chargers and batteries, anything that has to do with batteries, no darkroom supplies, and no speakers. We're pretty much going to stay away from consumer electronics. There are some that we can resell, but I would stay away from this one on TikTok Shop. No food and beverages. Under health and household, no cleansers and cleaners, dishwashing liquids and powders, laundry so you see it's kind of repetitive. No liquids, no powder material, none of that kind of stuff. Under home improvement, no grills and no pests and insect control. When it comes to office products, no cartridges and toners, equipment cleansers, tapes, adhesives, glues, markers, highlighters, pens and refills. Pet products, no glass cleaners for the aquarium, water treatment and test kits as well. When it comes to shoes, so you can resell shoes, just again, no big brands, no Nike, Adidas, Reebok and so forth. But do not sell light up shoes, okay, because those have obviously lead in them. Sole and shoe stain removers, that's that kind of dangerous material. And shoe polish, again, it's the material. Sports and outdoors, so no camping stoves, no hand warmers, bike tools and equipment, and no spillable and non-spillable batteries. Under toys, we're not going to sell any toys that are battery operated, arts and crafts, building kits, chemistry sets, painting and repair kits, kits with sprays, and toy pop crackers. This does put a lot of toys out of our reach, and it is a children's product, which we will need qualifications for the most part. So I would stay away from kids products, kids toys, stay away from that when selling on TikTok Shop. And video games, I would just completely stay away from it. But if you want to get the subcategories, it's no controllers, no wireless and Bluetooth headsets, and no game pads. You can sell, really cheap accessories for video games like cartridge holders or CD holders, or a holder for your controller, or stickers for the console or for the controller and things like that, but nothing that has to do with electronics and everything else that we pretty much went over. So I did skim through it. I think that you noticed the patterns on what you cannot sell, and now we can easily jump into products and categories that we're allowed to sell on TikTok Shop, and this will give you the idea of everything that you can sell. And then I'm going to jump into the product research itself. I'm going to find some great products to sell. I'm going to do it live, so we're going to do it together, and I'm going to import them to my TikTok Shop. I'm going to show you how to work around pricing, marketing, and everything else so that we can ensure that those sales are going to come in as soon as possible. So what product categories are allowed for dropshipping on TikTok Shop? And you'll notice that this list is much, much bigger than the products that we cannot sell. And not only are these products allowed for dropshipping on TikTok Shop, they're also really good for the dropshipping business model. So I'm going to go over this list really quick. So these are the products that you can sell that don't require any certifications, any qualifications for selling on TikTok Shop. So the first category is home supplies. So home organizers, you can sell a whole bunch of them, storage boxes and bins. I'm not going to go through each and every one since you have the whole list here, but these are all very good dropshipping categories, dropshippable products. And so every time when you're doing your product research and you're looking and you found the product that you actually want to try to sell here, you can just refer to this cheat sheet over here and see that the category is under the products that you can sell. Anyway, in time, it will become easier for you to memorize these product categories and know what you can sell. So home organizers, bathroom supplies with all of the sub niches that go with that. Home decor, there's a whole bunch of subcategories here as well, like statues, figurines, stickers, hooks, shelves, decorative flowers, vases, hanging decor, candles, candle holders, and so much more. Home care supplies, whole bunch of subcategories here as well. There's a whole much more subcategories that you can sell compared to those that you can't. So of course, if it doesn't have any batteries, liquids, any of those dangerous material, you'll pretty much know that you're in the safe spot. But it's still important to go over this at least one time, get to know these categories and the subcategories that you can sell so that you won't end up with products like this that where you already did all the work and you already optimized it with AI and you uploaded all the images, whether you did it with automation or not. It's going to be a huge waste of time uploading and optimizing products, which at the end you will not be able to sell. So you got all of these subcategories as well under home care supplies. Next, you've got laundry tools and accessories, festive and party supplies, great for the dropshipping business model, and some miscellaneous products, some miscellaneous niches like rain clothes, umbrellas, raincoats and covers, kitchenware, whole bunch of products that you can drop ship. Under tea and coffeeware, you got a whole bunch of things like coffee pots, coffee sets, coffee making tools, teapots, tea sets, and all of that. Kitchen knives. Now you do have to kind of be careful with knives because you can't sell other types of knives, but these are the ones that you can sell. So kitchen knives, chopping boards, knife sharpeners, knife blocks in storage, kitchen scissors, and knife block sets. So these are relatively very safe products, maybe except for the kitchen knives. Now, although TikTok does kind of support it, I would probably consider staying away from it because it is a knife and we don't want to look for any trouble, even though we do see it under the categories that TikTok does allow without any qualifications or certifications. This could still trigger something on TikTok when you upload a knife. They could think it's a different kind of knife. Then you're going to get the listing taken down and all of that. And in my experience, these are not huge sellers. I mean, they do sell a lot, no doubt, but it's not worth the risk in my opinion. But the rest are no problem whatsoever. Chopping boards, knife sharpeners, and all of that. Next, you've got barbecue utensils, so no problem selling that. Bar and wine utensils, bakeware, like baking utensils, baking sets, oven mitts, baking trays, decorative tools. Under cookware, you also have a lot of products, pots, cookware sets, pans, woks, steamers, disposable cookware, cookware accessories. No problem to sell any one of those. Cutlery and tableware as well. So placemats, lunch boxes, chopsticks, plates, bowls, forks, tableware sets, all of that is completely fine. And under drinkware, you also have some subcategories as well. Vacuum flasks, glasses, mugs, drinkware accessories, water bottles, cups and saucers. You can go down the list. You don't need me to list each and every one, but I want to give you the basic idea so that it'll start to get into your subconscious the products that you can sell, making your product research so much easier and seamless. Kitchen utensils and gadgets, so a whole bunch of subcategories here. Main ones being good for dropshipping like cooking utensils, kitchen timers, meat and poultry utensils, kitchen thermometers. Those subcategories in my 8 years of dropshipping work really well for dropshippers. Textiles and soft furnishing. So under bedding, you have a whole bunch. Once again, blankets and throws, sheets, pillowcases, and whatnot. Under household textiles, you also have a few. Like sofa covers are really good for dropshippers. Carpets, mags, rugs, tablecloths and runners, chair covers. All of these subcategories are great for the dropshipping business model. Under fabrics and sewing supplies, you also have your arts and crafts kits, so sewing craft kits. So while you cannot sell arts and crafts, that was in the no-no list, you do have sewing craft kits, sewing tool kits, textiles and fabrics. All of these are products that you can sell, sub niches inside the main niche that you can sell. So it's not like the whole arts and crafts is out of the question, just like how beauty and health is not really completely out of the question, just the subcategories that are problematic under that main niche. So we're going to get to that also. So under women's tops, you've got blouses, jackets, pretty much all types of women's tops. And in general, clothing is not a problem whatsoever. So we've got women's tops, women's bottoms, women's dresses, special clothing, suits and overalls, and underwear, sleepwear, and loungewear. Same thing for men. So men's tops, men's bottoms, special clothing. I'm just going to skim down the list because you get the idea. Under shoes, again, no problem whatsoever as long as it doesn't have those battery-led LED lights and things like that. So nothing that has no shoes that have batteries, powders, things like that. So men's and women's shoes, you got these types, shoe accessories as well. Then you've got beauty and personal care. So I just mentioned about a minute ago that of course there's a bunch of products that we cannot sell here. And I told you to wait until you see what you can sell. So check this out. You can sell hand, foot, and nail care products like nail art, manicure and pedicure tools, and nail art kits, bath and body tools, so manual massage tools. And an emphasis on the word manual, okay? No battery operated massage tools, of course. Men's care, so razors, shaving tool sets, and accessories. Personal care appliances. Eye and eye care, you only have sleep masks under that, which you can sell. And special personal care like heat patches, ice packs, and bed pads. Under phones and electronics, so we know that we cannot sell the phones, but we can sell things that go along with them like cases, screen protectors, and stickers. Great for the dropshipping business model. Phone straps and charms, mobile phone parts, just no electronic parts, selfie accessories, mobile lenses and flashes, SIM cards, accessories, phone holders, and mounts. With the last one also being really good for dropshippers. And you've got tablet and computer accessories. Notice that we're only talking about accessories to tablets and computers. You cannot sell the actual tablets and computers. So you've got covers and cases, parts, screen protectors, stands, bases, bags, and sleeves, all that are doing wonders for dropshippers. So you can cash in on that as well on TikTok Shop without any issue. Computers and office equipment. So under desktop and laptop components, you can sell PC cases. And yeah, so let me show you my PC case, for example. You can sell the PC case, but you cannot sell the electronic products that we have inside. Like you can't sell the RAM, like you cannot sell the processor, right? So you can't sell the CPU, the RAM sticks, and all of these fans and all the extra lights. You cannot sell the PSU unit or the GPU unit or the motherboard and anything that has electricity flowing through it. But the case itself is completely fine, whether it's made of plastic, tempered glass, whatever, you can sell the case. Next, under computer accessories, we've got laptops, covers, and cases, laptop stands and trays, and mouse pads. So you kind of notice the patterns on things that you can sell. That's kind of repetitive throughout the different categories and niches. Under office, stationery, and supplies, you can sell notebooks, paper, envelopes, gifts, wrapping, things like that. You've got the whole list over here. And under pet supplies, you cannot sell pets, obviously, and you cannot sell pet food, pet beverages. We already went over that. But what can we sell? And notice the patterns again that are repeating themselves. So beds, sofas, and mats, pet houses, cages and crates, scratching pads and posts, cat hammocks, cat and dog flaps, stairs and ramps, and playpens. And then we've got the clothing, so dog and cat clothing. Notice how none of these products have electronics and have batteries and anything like that. So dog and cat clothing, dog and cat litter, dog and cat grooming. And I would totally be careful with shampoos and conditioners. I don't know why when I try to list this product, and this is how I came up with the list, by the way, guys, I just went to every category that's available on TikTok Shop and I simply tried to list a product and waited to see if I'm getting an error or if it is actually allowing me to do so. And after putting this whole list together, I noticed the patterns that I'm talking about now. So you won't have any problems with these products, but I would leave this as a question mark because shampoos and conditioners, I know that TikTok doesn't like that. So I don't know why they do allow it under dog and cat grooming. Maybe at some time in the future they won't allow it. So I would be careful from that one, but the rest are completely fine. Bath accessories, combs, brushes, grooming wipes, claw care, ear care, oral care, eye care, hair removal products, no problem as long as it's not battery operated. Then you've got some sub niches under dog and cat healthcare, dog and cat accessories like collars, harnesses, dog toys, cat toys, feeding supplies, but not the food itself as we talked about, and so forth. And you've got also subcategories under fish and aquatic supplies, like the aquariums and tanks themselves, water treatment, pumps, filters, things like that. Similar for reptile and amphibian supplies, bird supplies like cages and accessories, grooming supplies, toys, pretty much the same as what we saw under the dog and cat categories. Small animal supplies like houses and habitats, toys, collars, harnesses. So this is pretty much similar. Same subcategories to the ones that we saw before. So hopefully you are now starting to notice these patterns. Farm animal and poultry supplies like grooming supplies, toys, feeding tools. Again, we're getting repetitive with the sub niches. We are starting to understand it. Baby and maternity. So we saw that we cannot sell a whole bunch of baby products, but these are the ones that we can sell. So maternity underwear, clothing and accessories, nursing clothes, maternity pillows, supporting belts, maternity seat belts and accessories. Then you've got sports and outdoors. So here you have a lot of categories that you can sell. This is not a problematic category, and it's one of my favorite ones. So sports and outdoors, all of the types of clothing that you can think of, it's all allowed. Footwear as well. Kind of the same as men's shoes, women's shoes, only here it's broken down to different sports. But at the end of the day, it's shoes that are pretty much made from the same material. And then you've got stopwatches and timers, which once again is a little bit weird because I know that TikTok Shop does not really like you selling electronics, and this is an electronic. So I would personally stay away. You can decide what is best for you. Then you've got the water bottles and the gloves and headbands and all of that. Ball sports equipment, pretty much every sport that you can think of. Water sports equipment, winter sports equipment, and fitness equipment, which is a gold mine for dropshippers. So hula hoops, ab training, only not this type of ab training, but actually the type that doesn't have rechargeable batteries and things that we already know. Gym balls, skipping ropes, pull-up bars, fitness machines, weight training. All of this is completely fine. Camping and hiking equipment. So here you've got knives and survival kits, which once again, I would probably stay away from that one, but the rest is really no issue, even though TikTok does allow it again. So camping kitchenware, hammocks, sleeping bags, beddings, binoculars, telescopes, all of that, hiking sticks, picnic mats, baskets, camping furniture. You have a lot of great ideas here, and it's all allowed to sell on TikTok Shop. Then you've got leisure, outdoor, and recreation equipment. I'm not even going to go over this. It's pretty long, and I'm making this part longer than it needs to be, but you get the whole idea. Pretty much every sport that you can think of is right here under the products that you can sell. And of course, we are talking about equipment for those sports. Swimwear, surfwear, and wetsuits, so no problem with that whatsoever. And fan shop. So if you want to make a sports store and you want to sell products that sports fans would buy, then it's no problem to sell products under these sports. Then we've got toys and hobbies. So we saw that most toys, we cannot sell them, and we'd probably want to stay away from this category. But if you really want to get inside, then these are the sub niches that you can sell under toys and hobbies. So musical instruments and accessories, those that are not electronic, of course, so keyboards, pianos, percussion instruments, guitars, string instruments, music accessories, and so forth. And you've got the do-it-yourself niche, so scrapbooking, stamping, beading, jewelry making, all of that is completely fine. You've got the whole list here, of course. Then under furniture, so you can sell a whole bunch of indoor and outdoor furniture. It's no problem whatsoever. Sofas, tables, desks, benches, stools, it's all completely fine. And I'm sure that you pretty much understand that by now. Outdoor furniture as well, so furniture sets, patio umbrellas, swings, and all of that, and commercial furniture as well. Then under tools and hardware, and again, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to this, but there's a whole bunch of more products that you can sell than those that you cannot. And again, it becomes pretty easy as you continue going down the list and learning more and more. So hand tools, no problem. Measuring tools, garden tools. I'm skipping through a little bit faster this time, but you pretty much get the idea. Tool organizers like tool bags, cases, boxes, things like that. And hardware like furniture hardware, window hardware, mechanical, door hardware, adhesives, tapes, sealers, all of that is no problem. And pumps and plumbing. Then you've got home improvement. So a whole bunch of categories here like accessories for lights and lighting, kitchen fixtures, building supplies, bathroom fixtures like shower equipment, hooks, bars, bathroom taps, fixture sets, bathtubs, and things like that. That's pretty high ticket, but you can dropship those on TikTok Shop as well. And garden supplies, great for the dropshipping business model. Once again, like garden decor, beekeeping supplies, greenhouse, seed starters, garden plants and planters, garden buildings, flower and plant seeds, and so forth. And under automotive and motorcycle, obviously we cannot sell the cars and the motorcycles, but what we can sell is the following. So car exterior and accessories, you can sell these products like sunshades, internal car decoration, car stickers, window tints, things like that. And interior accessories like mounts, holders, mats, anti-slip mats, neck pillows, interior stickers, and things like that. So interior and exterior is almost alike. And you've got car repair tool products that you can sell, car washing and maintenance, and motorcycle accessories. Now, when it comes to fashion accessories, so what you can sell here are things like hair extension and wigs, and this is another goldmine for dropshippers. If you know, you know. Dressmaking fabrics, clothes accessories like hats, belts, handkerchiefs, things like that. And under eyewear, you can sell glasses, cases, and accessories, just not the glasses themselves. Under watches and accessories, you can sell watches, costume jewelry, and accessories like earrings, anklets, rings, and so forth. I will go over jewelry. Well, okay, I see that it's right here because there are things that you cannot sell, as I showed you before, like gold and things like that when we went over the list of things that we cannot sell. So what can we sell under jewelry accessories? So platinum, necklaces and pendants, rings, bracelets and anklets, earrings, jewelry sets, and clothes accessories. If it's made from platinum, it's no problem. Then you can also sell silver, same things as we just saw. So jewelry sets, clothing accessories, decorations. If it's made of silver, it's fine. Natural crystal is also fine with these sub jewelry niches inside, and non-natural crystal, jade, semi-precious stones, artificial gemstones, pearl, amber, and last but not least, melite. So you've got the subcategories under them. It's mainly repetitive necklaces, pendants, rings, bracelets, anklets, and things like that, but it's good to know what material we can sell under jewelry and accessories when it comes to selling on TikTok Shop. Then you've got luggages and bags, so men's bags, women's bags, travel bags, functional bags, and bag accessories. Then you've got the collectibles. So this is again mainly for sports fans or card collectors and other sports collectibles as well. And that pretty much wraps up the categories, niches, and sub-niches which you can sell on TikTok Shop.